Okay, I forgot my camera, so I am kind of in a rush now, so I got both of the rear springs done and the driver's or passenger side brake parts. So just real quick, I'll just explain what may help somebody. The rear of this car, of the 60 Pontiac here, is actually pretty easy. It's very straightforward, but it's actually pretty doggone easy. There's not a lot to it. The nice thing is you don't need a spring compressor. When you take the shock off, I put a new shock on here too. When you take the shock off, this whole thing lowers down quite a bit. Yeah, about down to here, really. There's really nothing else holding it in but the drive shaft, so I hope I didn't stress that any. And you do need to make sure that you take your brake line off. I didn't have it connected in the first place, but you will break that if you let the weight of this drop down. So it barely pops on right now, but I'm not going to connect it. But anyway, the key with putting these springs on, of course, get new hardware. There's a lot of water that sits in here. The bottom, and these are new springs made from a company in Wichita. I'll put their name down in the comment area because I don't have it on the top of my head. But they custom make it based on what kind of load you're going to be pulling. So there's a perch down here. And let me grab the camera off here so you can see. So yeah, I'm using a new camera, by the way. So there's a perch, or used, I bought it used, really good deal. So there's a perch that I resurfaced and painted down below here. And then there's a cup that holds it on. And this nut here is a 3/4 inch bolt. And then there's a washer on both sides. So, but on the top, there's a leather cushion up above the spring cap there. You can't really see it very well. Let me see if I can get the light to assist a little bit. But there is a leather cushion in there. And then the above the washer there's also a leather cushion. And mine was all in good shape. And then the other thing that I did was I cleaned off the tower up here in the area below here, and I sprayed it with, where is it? This actually is better than paint, the MP metal protector, so it guards against further corrosion, and it leaves a really durable film. It's kind of like fluid film, but it stays put longer. It can't wash off. So abrasion can get it off. So also I got a new seal in here. New brake lines, of course. Oh yeah, as soon as I stop this, I'm gonna go and this one is fine. But the other three, I'm gonna run them on my die to clean up the threads. And let's go ahead and get the brakes put back together. Oh, and one more thing. Yeah, I got the new fuel line in here, and this is the return line, and it's got the gas tank back in, of course. So right here, I'm smacked right up against the wall in this go-kart, so don't even have enough room to put this camera in such a way you can see the whole me working and everything. So I bent these lines, real easily bendable lines. This is gonna fit right in there and come out and join up to this line. So I'm gonna get that in here on this brake. Real quick, let's go take a look at the other side. Maybe I got some comments. Okay, let's take this off. And just basically what I've got here for this drum unit, if you look up 63, 64 Chevy Biscayne, it's basically the same brakes with the adjusters added. So I bought the parts for the adjusters, except for I didn't get the, there's a special spring here for the adjusters, so I'm just missing that. As soon as I get that spring in, I'm gonna add the automatic adjuster into here. So basically there was not a lot difference otherwise. And so let's go through the process on the other side. Well, one of my lights broke. It was my LED light that I just bought. I wouldn't say it broke, it just stopped working, and I had trouble with it anyway. I only had it for like 15 days, and it wouldn't seem to take a full charge, but now it won't even turn on at all. So I just went over to see if I can get my money back, and it looks like I can, you know, under warranty. So all this electronic stuff never seems to be any good these days. Half the stuff breaks so easily. Where'd my hammer go? There it goes. I don't need the hammer. Okay. So now we got emergency brake cable on. We got this little fulcrum thing loose. And I got my, now we can put the axle in here. All right, let's see if I can get this axle in here now. This go-kart is right in the way. There we go. The bolts are pushing that bearing firmly into its seat. Okay, I got that just about torqued. So I just want to see if I can get this. It's not even landing in there properly. Yeah, what's happening? It's causing the brake bar to bind with the brake shoe. Huh. It's in the right spot. Well, let me look at the other one. That's not good. Let's look at the old brake shoe, which I got sitting around here somewhere. Well, I figured out the problem. I'm sitting here struggling with that bolt. These shoes are bad. It sucks, because I think they're expensive, but I'm gonna have to send them back. The bolt hole is in the wrong position. It's slightly, it's drilled high, and I can't get the arm to pivot. Here's the old one. Now this one came off of the other side of the car. So it's actually got more material. The new one, it's defective shoe itself. So it's past 30 days since I bought it. I'm gonna see if I got it off of Rock Auto, so maybe I can get my money back. So I'm gonna put the old ones from the other side here, because that's all I got. I can't put the old ones that came off of this side because this seal leaked and differential fluid got all over the things. I've got them sitting here somewhere. You can see for yourself. Or okay, they were back over. So these ones are the original ones that were here, but they're kind of soaked, or they're galled something. They're brand new too. The guy that put them on, he didn't fix that axle seal problem, so I don't want to use them. So yeah, one defective core somebody sent in. Doesn't that make you mad? The brand is, where is it? Yeah, I'll get the box so you know what brand it is. So here they are right here. So beware of this brand. New carbon steel dipped high temperature anti-rust corrosion brake paint. Yep, so we're gonna contact them and get to the bottom of this. Here we go. Attachment hardware. Yeah, I got a guy in Omaha that can do these better anyway. But they can't fix that hole. I don't know if there's a jig or anything. But yeah, when I put this one in, it works properly. I stick this right in there with my thumb, and already, look, it's a match. Perfect. So these old ones are gonna go back on. They'll just have to reshape themselves, or we'll adjust them, see what happens. We got fresh drums. So isn't that a downer, you know? That sucks. All right, let's put that nut back on and be done with this and get these things back together. The ones in my hand are remanufactured because you can see the stamp on there. Okay, they're on. It's on there actually. Off. And let's see. Yeah. The adjuster goes to the front. See the little cap down here? Okay, I got them together. And oops. So much for that. Let's do that again. You know what though? Before I put that on, and I don't want that touching the floor. Whatever. We need to put these two little rods in here. So yeah, this right here, they tell me that people gob the grease on, and you just really need it on the surface because it just has to be. And there's proper grease for brakes, but I'm not using it. I've been very good with it. Had good luck with the synthetic grease, no problems. And I've checked it before, and it does seem to do its job. But all you're trying to do is keep the metal on metal wear from occurring. And the slightest amount of good synthetic high temperature grease, it takes a microscopic amount of film to do its job right there. So anyway, so basically you shouldn't really see anything. There you go, all the way around. It's perfect now. Again, this is so easy if you're actually sitting in front of the brakes, or you got the car up on a lift. There we go. Now we don't want to touch that grease. I had some. As long as it's on there snug, that's better than not. So, okay, we got to put the emergency brake reaction rod in spring before we do anything else. Some of these cars you can't tell which direction it goes, but generally that spring goes opposite of the push rod. This one's obvious because it does have the little notch there. And the shape tells you it goes one direction only. Okay, so that's in there. Now let's put the hold down pins. Usually it snaps. Again, you're sitting to the side. It's hard to get it. There it goes. Okay, I got it on there. Whoops. The other one's going to be more fun. On the Corvairs, the torque arm is so close, it's really hard to get that pin in there sometimes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this right here with the camera sitting here, but we'll try. Uh-oh. 3% battery. If you know these GoPros, when you got a case around it, it's kind of hard to change that battery too. Whoops. I can just get that centered. Now the tool comes off. So yeah, if you had 3 hands, just think of how fast you could work. There it goes. Cool. That was easy. Now we can put the springs on. First, I'm going to change the battery. They don't last very long in this thing, do they? Okay, as far as the brake adjustment goes, I did check in the shop manual, and this adjustment pin you shouldn't actually mess with that really until you have a problem, and I screwed with it already. But basically, if it's pulling to one side or you're getting uneven wear, then you adjust this adjustment pin. But also, this car has been through so many hands, and I did see uneven adjustment. There's a little hole, so I guess I'll demonstrate this in a separate video because I'm going to go through it myself. There's a little hole that you put a feeler gauge and you measure on the primary side what's going on the secondary side, or something like that, but we'll do it. But anyway, the main thing that I took out of it is to start your setting, you want the cam, what do you call it, this adjustment pin or eccentric to be pointing offset towards the rear. So in the book, all the adjustment, it's a quarter turn this way or a quarter turn this way. It starts from this cam pointing towards the rear. So the easiest way to get there, if you already put the brakes on, you can't really see it clearly, is you set it to where it's pointing straight down. There it is. There's down and center. So from that point, I'm just going a quarter turn and I'm right in the middle, and if I go another quarter turn, it puts it straight up and down. So you want it right in the middle pointing to the rear to begin with. So again, just to get that set up, let's take it to the very bottom center, which is, let's see, there's left, there's the right. Hang on, let me look at it a little bit closer. Here, right there, there's the bottom center. Then we just want to go a quarter turn and get it straight back. So there's a good point to begin. And then, like say, on the front of the drum, there's a slot that your feeler gauge goes in, and it tells you the 2 points to adjust and check. And it's quite a procedure, but I'll go over that some other time on a video because I want these drum brakes to work just as good as new. And if you really enjoy our material here and want to see more, please subscribe so you'll be able to see the next update. And of course, like the videos, and that'll get us up in the algorithm to continue on. Thank you.